Hey my friends, what's going on? Cater here, creating this video today. Let me know if you can see me. So today guys, we're going to be talking about how to create a clear vision and execution to get what you desire for your business. What's up? Let me know where you're watching from. I haven't been live on YouTube in a while, or Facebook, or wherever I'm making this training, wherever you're watching this training. Pretty excited to be here. I can't wait. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're watching live, drop a comment. But I have a few stuff that I want to cover for you today. So let's get into it. Let me know where you're watching from. Let's see if I can see the feed here. Just have some stuff. But most people go through life without a vision. So what ended up happening most of the time, the results they get are often created by other people's vision for them. Or maybe they have a vision and things get foggy, they become unclear of where they're trying to go. So I want to talk about that today. I want to talk about vision, to create a vision for your business, where you're trying to go. So how things are going for you right now. Let me see if I can see any comments on the live. All right, perfect. So let's get it. I'm going to make sure that we good. All right, so I'm going to go through with this training. So what I'm going to show you today, you can apply not just for marketing or business, but this is something you can apply in other aspects, in other areas of your life that you want to take to the next level. So when you think about your business, right, when you think about creating a vision, without a vision, you more likely will not get anywhere. So the stuff I'm going to share with you is also from experience, okay? Stuff that I've been through myself. So it's not just theory, but I also practice the stuff and created results. So I'm teaching you from results, good and bad. I'm not one of those people who believe you only have good experience. You have good and bad experience also. So if you're going to create a clear vision and execution, there's a few things that you want to know. So let me go ahead and share my screen real quick with you. And I'm going to be using my iPad because I want to share a couple of different notes with you, things that you can actually implement inside of your business to create the right vision and take yourself and your business to the next level. Let me know if you can actually see my iPad screen here. So we're going to be talking about creating a vision, guys. If you don't have the right vision, you're not going to be able to create anything spectacular. But let's say right now, you want to take your business from where you are. Let's say you start at zero right now. You're at zero. And your vision, your goal is to take your business to, let's say you want to get to $10,000 a month. So the first thing is really understanding where you are. So let's say right now, this is where you are. You at zero. Right? You're at zero. So we all start at zero. I started my first business. I didn't have any money at all. So I started at zero also. This is where you are. Okay. So you got to know where you are. Okay. Let's say this is where you are right now. And let's say your goal now. Let's say your goal is to get to $10,000 a month. Because right now, inflation, there's a lot of stuff going on. $10K a month. Back then, $5K would be great. But now, let's say your goal is to get to $10,000 a month, okay, in your business. So this would be where you're trying to go, where you want to go, okay? That's your goal, right? Where you want to go. That's the goal. That's the goal you have right there. This is where I want to go. I want to go from $0 to $10,000. Now, let's say, let's say you want to get to 100K, okay? Let's talk about 100K. Because, like, a lot of time people think that, it's going to be the same thing to get to those levels. But it's really not. We're going to talk about that today. I'm going to give you some breakdown. So if you have any questions, so I want you to write them inside of the chat box if you have a chat box that you can actually see. So question for you. I have some questions for you myself. Question for you, right? If right now, if this is where you are, right? Let's say where you are right now, this is where you are. You're at zero. Let's say your goal is to get to $10,000 a month. Okay? or let's say your goal was to get to 100K per month, 100K per month, right? Let's say that's your goal. My question for you is, why are you there? If this is where you want to be, like let's say this is where you want to be right there, why are you over here? Like a lot of people, why are you there? So why are you still there? My question for you. See, the thing you must realize, many people, they attend training, they'll come on training, they attend webinars after webinar, challenges after challenges, they jump on all of them, but they still stuck in the same position they were last month. Some people, they still stuck in the same position they were last year. Some people even still stuck 5 years ago. Something is missing, right? So if your answer right now is, hey, I don't know, well, your vision might not be clear enough. You might not have a clear enough vision for where you're trying to go. So please interact with me. Let me know, give me some feedback in the process. I'd like to get your point of view on where you are and how I can help you best. Okay, so I want to share with you about 5 to 7 steps to help you clarify your vision in order for you to get what you want this year. Okay, so I'm going to share with you about 5 to 7 different steps. So if you feel like you don't have a clear vision for where you're trying to go this year for your business, this is going to help you. So do you feel like you have a clear vision of where you're trying to go this year for your business? Do you feel like you have a clear vision, or you don't know where you're going to go? The thing is, when you're building a business, there's going to always be a next level. So no matter where you are, right, I'm sure you can get to another level. There's always going to be the next level. There's always a next level, regardless whether you're at 100K, whether you're at 6 figures, whether you're at more, wherever you are, there's always going to be a next level. So if you're at 100K, the next level obviously is going to be get to $1 million. Like there's going to be a next level to get yourself to $1 million. Let's say you're at 100K. Your business did 100K last year. Well, your next level now is going to be doing $1 million. That's going to be your next level when you trying to get, from zero to 100 to 10,000 to 10x now to 100,000, and then you want a 10x. That's gonna get you to the million when you actually 10x. So let's focus on how you can become the best of what you do. The goal is you are your own competition. You want to focus on yourself this year. So question for you, how do you measure your business? Like what's your measuring stick? Like how do you measure your business? I'm going to give you the simplest way for you to measure your business. Like focus really on competing on yourself. When I say measure, I'm not looking for you to go out there, look at my results, look at somebody else's results. I want you to focus on you, not anybody else, just you. So it's you that's going to go from 0 to 100 to 10,000 to 100,000. When you do this for yourself, you're going to reach your goal. Like when you set a goal, and it's going to feel so amazing. You're going to feel so amazing, and you're going to want to do it again. And that's the amazing spot. So when you go from $1,000 to $10,000 a month to $100,000 a month, you're going to feel so good. The key is what keeps you at $0 a month is not going to be what gets you to $10,000 a month. And what keeps you at $10,000 a month is not going to be what gets you to $100,000 or to get you to $1 million. To make this work, you have to take quantum leaps. Like it cannot start, just little step by little step. You got to take big step. It all start with you. It all start with you. A lot of the time, if you're someone who's looking for somebody else to blame and stuff, it's not going to work. It's all start with you. The way you see things have to change. The way you see the process, it has to change. So it all starts with you guys. It doesn't start with your neighbor. If you playing the blame game, it's the easiest way to fail, because you will always give the power to somebody else. When you play the blame game, especially in business, if you start playing the blame game, oh, I'm not successful because my parents didn't give me the right path, or my teacher did not believe in me, or my mentor doesn't believe in what I'm doing, it's one of the easiest way for you to set yourself for failure, because automatically you start blaming somebody else. You give them all the power because it feels like you cannot do anything, you cannot change. So once you start taking responsibility and realize where I'm at right now, I'm fully responsible, but I'm gonna change that stuff. So that's the way you start changing. You start seeing things differently. So how do you get yourself to the next level? How do you get yourself from where you are to where you're trying to go? I'm gonna keep it very simple. Let's keep it very simple. I don't like to complicate stuff. You know, I have a mentor of mine, he always talk about the KISS method. Keep it stupid simple. I like easy steps that you can follow, something that's not hard, but it's hard to keep doing. It can be hard, not hard to follow, but it's hard to keep doing, because it's also what's easy to do, it's also easy not to do. See, the process of creating a successful business, that's not really hard, but what makes it easy is also what makes it hard, because you need repetition. You need repetition. It's the repetition that's going to make it hard, because it could be something simple, but it becomes annoying when you have to do it every single day in order for you to create the results that you're looking for, in order for you to get the lifestyle that you're looking for. You know, so if you certain mindset that people have, like, for example, money. People talk about money. Money is really powerful, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why money is really powerful. Okay? Money touches all aspects of your life. Okay, if someone tells you money is not important, they either just lying to you or they are ignorant. Okay, they're either lying to you or they are ignorant. Because I want you to take a look around you right now. Tell me, what do you see? Like, drop a comment. Take a look around you right now. Tell me, what do you see? What do you see around you? Like me, if I look around me, like I have this iPad, right? So I'm share this iPad, which I'm taking some notes. I have this Apple pen in my hand. I'm actually using it to take some notes, right? For you. And I have this gallon right there. All right? I'm sharing a couple different things with you. I have my credit card right here. And I have this iPad, this earplug. So the reason I'm showing you a couple different items in my office, on my desk, is that most of these things, they have at most 1 to 2 or 3 functions, right? Most of them. Whatever, look around you right now. What do you see around you? Like, drop a comment. What do you see around you? Like, when you look around you, what do you see? What do you have? I just shared with you some of the stuff that I have. Let's see if I can see some comments. What do you see around you? See if this comes live. Yeah. So what do you see around you? See, like I was telling you guys, most of the stuff in your life, everything has about 1 function to 2 function. Like, for example, I shared with you my gallon of water. Like, the only way this thing matters is only if I'm thirsty and I want to drink some water. Like, I cannot eat this. Like, if I'm hungry, I can't really eat this. It's gonna serve just 1 function. Like, if I need some clothes to wear, I can't just wear this gallon of water. It doesn't work that way, right? I can't just say, hey, I'm gonna wear my phone. Like, if your phone might have multiple functions because of the different apps that we have inside of the phone, but most of everything is around you. They have just 1 function. 2 functions, some 3 functions. You know, that's most of the stuff in our life. They have about 1 to 2 functions. Now, what makes money so important and what makes money different is that it touches everything. You know, most things have about 3 to 4 functions, but money touches them all. For me to buy this, for me to get this, I had to buy it. For me to get this pen, I had to buy it. So if money is not important, you must learn this stuff. Like, you know, for me to get this iPad, I had to buy it. So it touches all those aspects, almost every areas of your life. So if someone tell you, oh, money's not important, money's not, they either be ignorant or they lying about it. It's because money has 3 levels. You have the physical, you have the psychological, and you also have the spiritual. Like there's three parts in the breakdown of money. A lot of people only focus on the natural, the stuff that they see. It's just that, but they're not looking at the psychology of money, like in the spiritual part. They only see the natural. So let's draw a little bit of a money tree, right? So when you're thinking about money, money is nothing but a result, right? But so many people focus on the physical aspect of money. So let's draw. I'm not the best, but let's draw a money tree, right? So let's say this was a tree, right? Then you have the root. This is the root that goes in the ground. And let's say this was a branch. Those are your branch. Let's talk about those are your branch. I'm sure you can find better money trees online. Those are your branch. So let's draw some leaves, right? Let's draw some leaves. Those would be some leaves, right? Those are some leaves of the tree. Right? Those are some leaves of the tree. Right? That's your money tree right there. Now, let's say the money is the fruit, right? Because of the leaves and the branches, you have the fruit that comes down. And you have money, right? So money. People say money don't grow on trees. Well, we're making this one grow on tree right now, right? Money, right? So that's the fruits, right? Let's say money is the fruit that you're looking for. So most people are looking at money on just the physical aspect. So money, we talk about money has three aspects. You have the physical, you have the psychological, and then you have the spiritual aspect of money. And I remember one of my mentors explained that to me, and I was so focusing into how can I get just this, just the physical. So the physical is really the paper, right? It's the paper money, which is like nothing, you know, it's the paper money. You go to work for however the money that you getting paid is the paper money, is the physical part of money. Now, money has a way it makes you feel. This is your psychological aspects of money. Because the things that you buy, they're going to create some type of emotions in you. Let's say you have, you know, let's say you go from making $0 to $10,000, or you start making $100,000 a month in your business, which is $1 million. Now you can afford a better home. The home is going to make you feel mentally, psychologically, it's going to give you it's going to give you an impact. That's the psychological effect of money, not just the paper stuff. Now you start taking it, okay, when I can go on this vacation that I've been desired for so long, and I can buy the stuff that I want, that feelings that it brings, that's totally psychological, right? The stuff that money will allow you to get when you want to get it, and the desire, once that desire fulfilled, it creates an emotion that is totally psychological. Now, the big key, the big part, which is the third thing we spoke about, is your spiritual side of money, right? So, see, I was sharing the screen here. Let me share it again. Is the spiritual side. So you have the physical, which is the paper money, which we know that the paper money, if you focus on just getting the paper, I just want to get $10,000. I just want to get, you know, and the psychology of money is to really understand the mindset of money, the spiritual. Now, when you talk about spiritual, we're talking about there's laws that govern spiritual, because money is a result, okay? Money is a result. If you want money, don't chase this. Don't chase the physical. If you can learn the spiritual and understand how money is created, you understand the spiritual aspect of money. You know, if you want the fruit, well, you gotta focus on the roots. Like if you want sweeter fruits, like let's say your fruit is not sweet, like it's sour. If you want more money, in that case, you want to focus on the root, which is the spiritual aspects of money, like the spiritual aspect, like to have abundance. You want to focus on the root of the money. Money is only a byproduct of what we do. So when you start understanding how money works, you really can start taking your life to a whole next level. Sometimes people stay, they so concerned about why they don't have certain results, and they putting their focus in the wrong place. Like if you're looking at, hey, why this guy's having this results, I'm not having the results, you focusing into the wrong place. I want to break down this stuff for you consciously. Okay, there's the consciously and the subconscious. It's really how you think. There's the conscious and there's the subconscious. Your conscious, the way that you think consciously, you can impact it at any time. Right now, if I want to say to myself, let me drink some water, boom, consciously, I just put water in my mouth. Consciously, I consciously thought about it. But the way I drank the water, the way you drank the water, this is subconsciously. I don't keep thinking about how I'm going to drink it. It's subconscious because I've been doing it for so many times. So because consciously if you know it consciously, you're going to be able to achieve it subconsciously. So that's why you must know like where you are. If you really want to achieve your goal this year and you really want to create a vision for yourself, the first step is you have to know where you are. Okay, first step, you have to know your current location. Like you gotta know where you are. That's gonna be the first thing. So I told you I was gonna give you 7 steps. Let me give you about 5 or 6 steps here to make this valuable to you. Okay, so if you're gonna make this work this year for you, right? Step number 1, the Bible would say know thyself, right? But know where you are. If you know where you are, well, it will be good for you to be able to take inventories because you know your location, you know where you are. So if you're gonna go somewhere, you have to know where you're starting from. Like let's say if you're going somewhere, you're gonna put in the GPS, this is where I'm at, this is where I'm gonna go. So the clearer you are on your future, the clearer you are, the more likely you're gonna create that future. It's gonna become easier for you to create that future. So you wanna take personal audit of where you are. Okay? Take a personal audit of where you are right now. Like how are things right now? How much money are you making a month in your business? Okay, now if you want to get to the next level, you got to know where am I? Am I at 0? Am I at 100? Where am I right now? If I'm going to go from right here, right, I need to know this is where I'm at. And when I say take full inventories, guys, you want to start looking at your day-to-day expenses. Like what do you have right now? Take a full audit of yourself. Okay, then you want to ask yourself, how much do you need for you? Because people will say stuff like, yeah, man, I'm broke. But how broke are you? Like, broke is just like, okay, are you broke? Because someone can say they broke and they probably have $10,000. And that's broke to them because they used to have 100K or they used to have like 200K or $1 million. And 10K is like broke to them. Or someone might say I'm broke is just having nothing at all. So you want to take some inventory, whatever change that you want to make in your life, whether it's losing weight, whether it's, better relationship with your wife, you got to take inventories of where you are. That's going to be your first step. You want to know where you are right now. Okay. If I'm overweight, like how much am I overweight by? Like how much weight do I need to lose? How much weight am I overweight by? If you know where you are, it's easier for you to actually know where you're going. So let's break it down for the future, okay? Let's break down the future for you so you can create just something personally for you. Let me break it down like what your future would look like. For example, like how much do you pay for your house? Like your car note, if you have car note, like how much do you pay for insurance? Like take inventories of all the stuff so you know exactly what your expenses look like. How much you pay on water, light, like phone bill, internet bill. Like sit down and think about that stuff and write it down. Like do you have any emergency fund, retirement fund? Like travel. How much are you spending a month on health insurance, life insurance? Like me, for example, I have kids. I'm a parent. I don't know if you're a parent. Like, kids are expensive. You gotta pay for school and all of that stuff, subscription, entertainment for your home and stuff like that. So you gotta take notes of all of that. When I first got started, I was living in my little apartment. My goal was to only be able to make $5K a month, and I felt like that would have been good. My lifestyle would have been good because I didn't have kids then. But when it hits, boom, and I start making $5K, boom, OMG, I felt like, oh my God, this is like nothing. Then I have kids. When kids happen, they change things now. Then I start realizing, holy moly, I need more than $5K. So you gotta take an inventories and know where you are, and know how much it's costing you right now to create the life that you have right now. Now, when we talk about getting to the next level, when we're trying to go to the next level now, that's going to be your destination. So after we know where we are, we need to know, okay, this is where I'm at right now. And you're doing that for yourself. So write down your stuff. You're doing that stuff for yourself so you know exactly where you are in your business. And the next stage is where I'm trying to go, because there's a difference between making $10,000 a month to making $100,000 a month, or to getting your business to get to $1 million. There's a difference. So if you know where you are, your next stage is going to be, where am I going? Okay, my destination. That's going to be the next thing that you want to. So you know where you are. So I'll do a list, do a breakdown, do a list. All your expenses, your need, your expense. I say expenses, okay? Those are personal expenses. That's without the business, like without how much the business is bringing. That's just know where you are. Your own personal expenses, how much it costs you for you to go out with your friends, eat, diner, whatever you want to do. Okay, you gotta know where you are. Okay, the second thing now, you gotta figure out your destination. Okay, where are you going? Because if you don't have a clear intention, one of the things that I do, if you don't have a clear intention, it's almost impossible for you to hit your goals. And sometimes you might be working and you might hit your goal. You don't even realize that you did because you never really had a clear intention. But when you have a clear intention, it's almost impossible for it not to not happen. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. It's almost impossible for you not to not have it happen. I literally have my goal in front of my computer written, like some of the pieces that are most important to me. I have them in front of me every single day. When I'm at work, on my phone, on my screensaver, I save that thing so I can see it. So you want to have that where you have your goal of where you're going. Because I want you to consciously imagine what it would be like. Consciously imagine, because every time you see it, it will create a picture in your mind. And you're going to start imagine like what it would feel like when you reach those goals. Like what it would feel like. Just think about it. What it would feel like when you get to that goal, when you reach that goal. Like when you get there, imagine what it would feel like. Because you can create that feeling before you even get there. You know, there's a saying that says that if you act as the person, act like the person you want to be, and soon enough, you become that person. Because when you see your goal every single day, start creating the picture and that imagery in your mind where you can start being there even before you got there. So the truth is, you can't really change your results without taking new types of action that will lead you to your favorable destination. So you gotta be willing to change. The person that you are has to change. You have to change your belief to the core in order for you to see new results. So you cannot just expect that, hey, I'm gonna get the results that I'm looking for by having the same mindset or by doing the same thing that I was doing. It's the definition of insanity, like doing the same thing and expecting different results. So we have to change. You know, and I remember before I used to just look for system, look for tactics, look for ways. How am I gonna get my business to make $1 million and stuff like that? And I would call a mentor who's already done there, or I would speak with somebody who has already have the results, and I would ask them, how did you do it? And in my mind all the time, all I was looking for was for a system, a strategy. I was always looking for strategy. Like, give me a strategy on, is it Facebook ads? Is it Google Ads? Is it YouTube? Is it emails? Is it like I'm looking for a strategy? But a lot of the time, I used to literally just hate talking to millionaires or people who's done pretty well in their business, because every time I ask them, what's the secret? Their answers are always stuff like, read Think and Grow Rich. I'm like, yo, no, I read Think and Grow Rich already. I've been doing a lot of thinking, but I'm not doing any reaching, So I want the secret, Then they'll say, read Robert Kiyosaki. You got to change your mind. You got to start mindset. I'm like, dude, no, tell me what you doing. But then what I realized as the years goes by is that everybody had the different secret sauce. The only thing that everybody had in common was the one thing they've been telling me. And I've been ignoring that stuff all the time. I'm like, nah, I want a secret. I want a specific thing that you're doing. But it's just that as I speak to more people who become very successful in their business, the stuff they're doing, they all got the same answers. That's the one thing they got in common, which is their mindset. Because I speak with someone in real estate that's crushing it. It takes the same mindset to crush it in real estate that it takes in online business, that it takes in a event planning business, that it takes in a weight loss challenge. Whatever the business is, the mindsets are the same. It's almost the same thing. Instead of looking for the secret, someone say, become the secret. You are the secret. And it just wasn't making sense. So in order for you to get different results, you have to change. You cannot be the same person and still looking for different results. So this year, you definitely gotta be doing the work. All right. So the next thing I want to share with you. Okay. So you gotta know your destination. Okay. Your destination. So is where you going. Okay. So when you think about a destination, there's many vehicles. So let's say your destination was this tap. Let's say destination was this top of this mountain. Okay, I'm just gonna do a weird mountain. This is the mountain. I'm not that good at writing, all right, but I drawing, but I'll do my best. All right, so let's say your destination was, I'm gonna put a flag on here, right? Let's put your money flag on here. So let's say this is your destination, right? And you over here at this bottom. You over here at the bottom of this mountain, all right? You're here at the bottom. Man, nobody likes to be at the bottom. Everybody wants to be on top, right? So you over here at the bottom. That's you right there. And you want to be on top. That's your destination. That's where you're trying to go. What you want to focus on is you need a vehicle to get yourself there, okay? The vehicle, it has to start with you first, because you got to make a decision. You got to make a decision. So that's going to be the first thing in your mind. It's now you have to decide, because going from here to all the way on top, it's not just going to happen by talking. It's not going to happen by looking around. You definitely have to make a decision. You got to make a decision to get there. And now there's plenty of vehicle. So if I want to get to the top of this mountain, I can get a bike. All right, I can get a bike with 2 wheels. Or I can get a car. See if I can draw a car. I can get a car and drive up this mountain and get to my destination. But the fact that I know where I'm at and I know where I'm trying to go, I have a destination in mind, well, I'm becoming clearer. So the clearer that you are, the more likely you are able to get there. Okay? You want to be clear into what you want for your business this year, because if you're not clear, you're going to repeat the same mistake. You're going to repeat the same thing you did last year, the year before. So there's a big question that you got to ask yourself. Okay, the big question that you want to ask yourself is why? Okay, why are you doing this? Because the thing is, your subconscious is the anchor that keeps your boat in the water, and it won't move. Because if you don't change your subconscious mind, no matter how much you say, yeah, I'm gonna reach to the top of the mountain and I'll make $1 million in my business, but your mind know you. Like, there's a big difference between your conscious and your subconscious mind. As much as you can lie to your conscious mind, like, you can literally tell yourself a lie right now. It's hard for your subconscious to believe you, because your subconscious know who you are. Like, you can't just lie to yourself. You can't just say, oh man, I'm gonna make $1 million this year and it's gonna happen. I'm gonna make $1 million in my business. I'm gonna do whatever it takes. Your subconscious knows that you're lying. You know why? Because you quit on the last project. You quit it on the last business. You quit on the last thing that you started doing. So your subconscious keeps tracks of all of that. You cannot lie to it. So you must understand, like, the language the subconscious mind speaks is different than the conscious mind. You know, the subconscious mind has a different language than the conscious mind. So you have to literally change your subconscious mind if you're gonna get to the next level. You have to change your subconscious mind. And you might say, well, Kater, how do I do that? Like, how do I change my subconscious mind? So you got to understand, how does it speak? How do you speak to your subconscious mind? Because I can literally speak to myself right now and say, drink some water. Boom. I'm going to go ahead and do it. And you say, yeah, I'm thirsty. I need some water, right? But the thing is, your subconscious mind speaks a different language. Like, it's not about me saying, oh, I'm going to make $1 million in my business, and then boom, $1 million is going to happen. It doesn't work that way. Like, my subconscious mind, if I'm going to build a business to make $1 million, if I've never done it before, you know the first thing that is going to say to me? Well, you've never done that before. Oh my God, I'm scared. Do you have any family who's done that before? Do you have any parents? Do you know anybody that's done that before? This is out of your comfort zone. Like, it's going to start creating all the stuff that it knows. Your subconscious mind, it has a collective ideas of everything that you know to your core. That's why, for you to really create the results and create the change and create the results that you're looking for, you have to change your subconscious mind. To get to the destination that you're trying to get to, you have to change your subconscious mind. Because if you don't, you will always find yourself, doubting yourself and keep creating the same thing. So what is the language of the subconscious mind? What is the language? Question for you. What is the language of the subconscious mind? Drop a comment. What is the language? Because see, your subconscious mind doesn't speak just like your conscious mind. It's different. So your subconscious mind, the language of the subconscious mind is pictures, right? Because pictures generate feelings, how you feel about certain things. When you think about the last time you was on a vacation, if I tell you, like, think about the last time you was on a vacation, what comes to your mind right now? Like, for me, when I think about the last time I was on a vacation, I'm like, oh man, I was in Hawaii. It was freaking amazing. The water was blue and the food was crazy. We had the waves over there crazy. We was going through, I remember getting by the boats and we was going to the ocean, and the waves, I've never seen waves that big. That's why a lot of people that surfed, they actually surfed over there. I remember me and my wife got in the water and there was a couple of people there and we was actually talking to the couple. And we over there just chilling by the water. My wife doesn't know how to swim. I know how to swim, but she doesn't know how to swim. But we was on the shore, not too far deep in the water, right? So we over here, we talking to this couple. We just met them and they were telling us about, how they just got to Hawaii. They have a family that's in the Navy, so they come here like every year or so, but they haven't been there because of COVID, because COVID happened. And then that was like the first time back to see them. So we over there just having a good old time, having a good conversation, meeting people for the first time. And then boom! All I heard all I saw, while we was by the shore. We was not that far deep in the ocean. Maybe while talking to the people, we got deeper in the ocean just a little bit. I saw this huge wave coming out of nowhere, and I saw it because my face was facing the ocean and my wife's face was facing looking at the shore. And I saw this big wave coming. I'm like, what the? So what I ended up doing, I know my wife doesn't swim. I ended up grabbing her by the hip, and I pushed her off up top, and I pushed her to the top, so that the water did not cover her all the way. And after the wave came crashing, and it's like taking all the people that was there, and it's like boom, like, and the wave went back, and then another big wave came. So I had to make sure that she leaves. We leave the beach for a little while just to recuperate ourselves. But I just create a picture. I just pin a picture for you of this trip that we had, just part of it. See, when I think about my vacation, I can think of this memory. I can think of this thing, and it makes me feel some type of way. Maybe, oh man, the water over there, it's crazy. If you're not a surfer, if you're a surfer, you're going to enjoy it. If you're not a surfer, it might be something crazy to see at a certain time. That's part of the trip. But there was so many good part of the trip. But when you think about your last vacation, really, you're really thinking in pictures, like, it's like really what comes to your mind. You don't think about, just words, like, in your mind just to have a bunch of words. You think about what happened when you think about your last vacation. If you think about somebody that you love, like, if you think about somebody that's close to you, like, for example, if I think about my dad, if you think about your mother, your father, your kids, your significant other, when you think about them, you don't think about you don't just think about their name. Like, if I think about your father, you don't just think about the name of my dad. But you see a picture of them in your mind. You can see who they are. And that's the language of the subconscious mind. In order for you to impact the subconscious mind, you have to create the pictures. So more likely you see those people's face whenever I would tell you, think about those people. So what you want to do, you want to create some type of emotion, okay? Whether it's good or bad. Whenever you think about something, it creates a feeling inside of you, whether it's good or bad. When you remember the subconscious mind, that's what drives everything. You can talk all you want to talk, like you're going to reach your goals, you're going to make it happen, but the subconscious mind is what drives everything. So you want to write your goals down as much as you can, and then see it, visualize it, create that picture in your mind. What is it going to feel like when I reach, $100,000 in my business? What is it going to feel like when I reach $1 million? What is it going to feel like? You can create that picture in your mind. How you going to feel subconsciously, like in your mind, you can feel it. It will make a big difference. So let's say you want to make $100,000, or let's say you want to make $1 million even, the first thing you want to do, ask yourself why. Like, why do you want to do that? Why do you want to make $1 million? Some people don't even know why. They just say, I just want to make $1 million. It sounds good. It sounds great. It sounds good. But if you break down, like, why do I want to make $1 million? It's going to help. You can easily change your conscious mind by consciously dictating your action, right? Consciously dictating your action. But your subconscious mind, it's not easily changed. So you have to impact it every single day. So if you're going to write your goal down so you can change your subconscious mind, the answer is going to be repetition. Repetition, that's how you're going to change your subconscious mind. If you keep repeating the stuff every day, that's why I write my goals down every single day, and I make sure I have it somewhere I can see it. Monetary goal, I put it in there. Other things that I want, I put it in there. Sometimes you reach those goals, it's like, oh my God. When you reach those goals, it's going to be like, oh my God, this is crazy. I didn't even think that was possible, So that's why, it's repetition. People, wonder, like, how they act like they act. Like, how do I act like my parents? It's because of repetition. I see them doing it in front of me all the time. So you become an exact copy of your parents, whether you like it or not. Like, there's things that you get from your parents. There's things that are habits that you get them from your parents. For example, my wife, she drinks coffee a lot. You know, the only reason she drinks coffee is because of her mother. Like, her mother used to drink coffee all the time. Like me, I love peanut butter. And the only reason I love peanut butter is because my dad eats it all the time. Sometimes you're gonna pick up from the habits that you see that's being done in front of you every single day. It's repetition. See, I guarantee you, like right now, you might not think about it because I'm saying it now. But for example, if you're a guy and you put your pants on, or a girl, you put your pants on. If you always put your right leg in first, you're probably not even thinking about it. 98% of the time, whenever you put in your pants on, I can almost guarantee you, 98% of the time, subconsciously, you always put your right leg in first. Because that's what you always do. It's a repetition. You know, it becomes a repetition. So, guys, you gotta do that. That's why you have to create a clear vision of what success you want to create. Okay, create a clear vision. Okay, in the greatest book that ever been written, it says that if the people don't have a vision, the people without a vision, they perish. Right? That's just me saying it that way. But if you don't have a vision, you know, you don't know where you're going, you ended up getting nothing. So you have to learn how to reprogram your subconscious mind, right? You want to create clarity. You want to write it down. When you're going to write down your goal, don't be vague. Like, take a little bit of the time, do this exercise. Take a little bit of time, write down the stuff that you want. I promise you, I know, like, it sounds stupid and dumb. Like, I used to say the same thing. I'm like, nah, I don't want to write down nothing. I want you to give me the secret. And it's crazy. If you do this stuff, you set yourself up for success, right? You write down the stuff that you're going to embed it. So that's how you embed your subconscious mind, through repetition. Okay? You repeat it all the time. That you write it down, you know you're gonna make it happen. Here's an exercise for you that you can do. Okay, get yourself a piece of paper. Like me, I have my goals and stuff here. I write down in my notebooks. You can see daily, like every day, like seriously. So what I want you to do, I want you to take a piece of paper and then write down your goals. Write down your goals. Like, get some pen. You see, I write it down. I don't just use like iPads or computer. I mean, you can use an iPad, but you create a connection. Like, when you write down your goal with your hands, like, you really create a connection between your brain. It creates that, like, I know what I want. And when you start writing it all the time and you start feeling that emotion, like you emotionally connected to your goal, there's no way you're not gonna make it happen. Okay, there's no way. So if you want to make $1 million in your business, okay, my question to you, why do you want to make $1 million in your business? Why? Write it down. Like, why do you want to make it? Maybe it's your lifestyle. You know, maybe that will allow you to upgrade your lifestyle. Maybe where you live, you're not comfortable. You feel like, hey, if I could make $1 million in my business, man, I'll be able to have a better lifestyle. Now, but why? Why? Why do you want to have a better lifestyle? You know, write it down. Like, why? Maybe if you upgrade your lifestyle, you might be able to send your kids to better school, right? You might say, yeah, if I upgrade my lifestyle, I make $1 million in my business, well, I can send my kids to better school. But why? Why? You know, if you go deeper, maybe you might say, hey, maybe you can provide better opportunity for your kids when they go to school. They have better friends. Maybe they might thrive in a better environment, you know? And the question is, but why? Why? Why do you want them to thrive in a better environment than you did? Okay? Maybe you went to school in a bad school and that didn't provide you with better opportunity. So what's going to happen when you keep digging your goal and your why? You're going to start figuring out it's much deeper than the superficial stuff. You might say, hey, I just want a car. I just want a lifestyle. I just want to, it's much deeper than that. And when you go very deep, you start becoming emotionally connected to your goals. When you become emotionally connected to your goals, it's almost impossible for you not to reach those goals because you are emotionally connected. Okay? So you can keep doing this exercise and asking yourself why. You can go down 5, 6, 7 times. You can keep going down and ask yourself why. Okay? Ask yourself why, and until you can get nuclear part, like to the inside core reason to why you actually doing this. Okay, remember, you're not doing this for me, you're doing this for you. I have to do that myself for me. At the beginning of the year, I always write down my goals, like to understand where I'm at, where I'm trying to go this year, how we gonna 10x, what we gonna do. So it's really now your turn to do that stuff for your business. Okay, so now after that, we get to the level of we get our destination. We gotta know why we are doing what we're doing. So let me put why we gonna do what we do. Do what we do, why we do it. And also, like, what is it gonna feel like when you get there? Like, how's it gonna feel when you get there? How's it gonna feel? Like, that's one of the ways that's gonna help your why. Like, how's it gonna feel when you actually get there? How's it gonna feel? Straight up, think about the feelings, the emotion. How's that gonna make you feel? So if you get to $1 million, let's think about it. You get $1 million in your business. How's that gonna make you feel? Like, when you reach that goal. Okay. The fourth thing that you wanna do is to take down inventories of what is going to be the input. And I'm gonna tell you what I mean by input. Okay. So let's go. What is the input going to be? And what I mean by input is really like a price tag, right? Let me put like parenthesis price tag. Because everything has a price. For you to get to your destination, it's not just gonna happen. Hey, I just reached my destination. So when you write down your goal, you want it to be something that shocks you. Okay, you want it to be something like, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe that. You want it to be something that shocks you. When it's something that shocks you, well, guess what? It's big. Like, if it doesn't shock you, it's not big enough. If when you write it down and when you see it, you don't go like, oh, how is that gonna be possible? You get scared a little bit. When you think about the destination of where you're trying to go or what you're trying to do, you're like, man, I don't know, man, but I'm gonna go for it full-hearted. Like, you really feel like there's nothing that's gonna stop you. And although you have that little bit of fear in mind, but when you think about your goal, when you get there, like when you get to make $1 million or $10 million in your business, how's that gonna feel like? When you get to 6 figures a month, or when you get to $10,000 a month, how's that gonna feel like for you when you actually get there? Where you gonna go to eat? What restaurant you gonna go? Are you gonna have a private chef if you want to? What do you want to drive? What car? How many vehicles you gonna have? You want to create the best estimate for your lifestyle. What is your lifestyle gonna cost you? Like, see it in your mind. Let's say you say, hey, I want to put my kids in private school. Like, how much is private school gonna cost you? Because it's gonna cost you some money. It's not free, right? How much the stuff is gonna cost you? Let's say, you're young. Let's say you're not married yet. Like for me, I was talking about my wife, we went on vacation and stuff. Like, let's say you're young, you're not married yet, and you're watching this video and you say, hey, I want to know like how much it's gonna cost me to get my wedding going. Like, like I'm gonna get married. How much is it gonna cost me? For example, I have one of my mentee who before he took things seriously, he was just playing around for many years. I would tell him, hey, get this stuff done, get into this business, but he wasn't paying attention. He was working a security job at the mall, right? Although he hates his job, but the fact that he was able to just get by and pay his bill, that just kept him going there every time. So he would call me all the time and complain about how he hates his job, he doesn't want to be there. I would rather for him to do something else. He would rather do something else. Well, I always tell them, hey, listen, your best way out is to build a business that can support your lifestyle. Okay, your best way out. If you build a business that can support your lifestyle, well, you can say goodbye to the job. Like, you don't really need them. Like, you can say, thank you for the help. Thank you for helping me through this day, but I don't really need you anymore. So until one day he decided to propose to his girlfriend, right? So he decided to propose to his girlfriend and he wanted to get married. So the thing is, as men, many times we don't know what to expect when it comes to planning a wedding. We usually think this is how it goes down. We think we get the girls, we get the ring, we good to go, right? That's how it goes in our mind. We get the girl, we get the ring, we good to go. Until one day, they started doing wedding planning, right? And she told them, hey, baby, listen, the venue is $50,000. The limo is $2,000. My dress is $1,000. We need $1,000 for the DJ. It's $2,000 for the wedding cake. Furnitures for the house is gonna be another $5,000. After all expenses, it was like $71,000 for the wedding. Then he was like, oh no. He was like, what? Wow, that's yeah. Then that's when he really got serious. He didn't even call me. He just went to the process, because I've been telling him, hey, leverage your knowledge. Like the stuff that you know how to do, leverage it, create a course and sell it. And I've been telling him for so long. Then when that moment happened, that situation happened, guess what he did? Boom. He created his own course. He created a course on teaching people how to trade Forex, because he knew how to do Forex, which in turn, he ended up making the money, because he had about some like 6 months after the engagement for him to get married. He ended up making the money so quick that he was like, oh my God, I can't believe I've been sitting on this stuff for so long when I could have get it done. Like it's crazy how we find ourselves in a corner and we become very uncomfortable. That's when we create the results that we're looking for, right? That's when we created the result we never thought was possible. So you want to get yourself uncomfortable. Like this process that I'm teaching here, I know some of you might feel very uncomfortable. You know, with the stuff that I'm teaching here, it's probably not the quick videos I usually make, like, you know, easy process and stuff like that. But trust me, when you become uncomfortable, you create the results that you never thought was possible. So, do you know, like, you know, how much your dream is going to cost you? Your dream tag, like your price tag for your dream. How much is going to cost you? If you don't know it, you know, calculate it. Calculate if you don't know it, you know. After this, you know, calculate. Take a little bit of paper, write down and calculate, you know. After that, you will see a vision that is much clearer. Does that make sense? Let me know. Does that make sense? You'll have a clearer vision once you calculate it. So let's talk about the next step. Okay, now once you have that down, your next step is going to be to decide to get to your destination. You have to decide. Okay, that's going to be your next step, is to decide. Once you know how much it's going to cost you to get there, okay, you have to decide to get there. You have to decide. Because I've seen so many people, you know, they will start on something, they'll set up a goal, but they are very undecisive to really get there. It's like, do you really want it, or you really want it? You really, really, really want it. Because soon that you start asking to all the questions to, oh, why I don't think I can do it, or it's going to cost too much, or it's going to take too much time, you don't really want it. Because when you really want something, the only question you can ask is how much it's going to cost and what it's going to cost. Whether it's time, money, whatever, resources, whatever. If you want a goal, whatever that goal is, there's a cost and a price to pay. And the price tag for your goal is going to be different for everybody, because we are starting in different places. So once you get there, you have to decide, like, you know, you have to decide how much it's going to cost you. And whatever that cost is, you're willing to pay that price. So remember, when you make a decision to get there, there will be something that follow after the decision. You know what follow after decision? Disruption. Soon that you make a decision, disruption follows. It always follows. That's how you will be tested to know if you truly, truly want this stuff. Because a lot of people might say, hey, you know, I really want this. I really want to change my life. But guess what? I want a business model that's going to help me. I want to do it. But now there's going to be a bunch of disruption. Your friends is going to come and say, oh, this stuff is a scam. It doesn't work. Your family won't support your business. You can have much destruction. You can have like the fact that you have, okay, do I have to buy this stuff for my business? Do I have to invest more in my business or not invest? You can have all these things that comes your way now to test the decision. You say you're going to make $1 million with your business. Like the business is you're going to carry that business. You're the carrier of that business. You're the driver. Now, once you get there, there's going to be a lot of things that comes your way to stop you from getting to your goals. So that's how you'll be tested. You'll be tested to see that if you're just playing around or if you're really serious, about getting to that level. So if you say, I'm going to build this business to make $1 million. So the question is, what do you need to build $1 million business? And I'm not even talking about the technical side, the psychological side, the stuff that you need to understand, the psychology of building $1 million business. First, you're gonna need knowledge. Okay, if you don't know how to, you must want to learn how to. Okay, you're gonna need knowledge, and when you have knowledge, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna have resistance, because with knowledge now, you're gonna have new knowledge that comes in. Because remember, if you're trying to go from 0 to 10 to 100 to 1 million, well, the same knowledge that got you from 0 to 10 is not gonna take you from 10 to 100. And the same knowledge is not going to take you from 100 to 1 million. So you're going to have to acquire new knowledge. But here's what's going to happen when you acquire new knowledge is going to create resistance. And when you create resistance, that means that the old self, your old way of thinking, so your old way of doing things now, is gonna conflict with your new way of doing things. Because now there's a new way of doing things. For you to get to the level of results that you're looking for, you cannot keep doing the same thing, or else we know it's insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result. So if you expect a different result, you gotta do something different. But doing something different will create an occasion for resistance. And with resistance, you have to fight it with endurance. Because if you don't have endurance, when things start piling up, you're going to go back to what you know. You're going to go back. If you getting started, you're trying to get to $10,000, soon you get a little bit of hiccup in your business, boom, you're going to go run back to a job if that's how you create your money. Or if you're used to doing things that you can only get to $10,000 a month and you're trying to push to get to $100,000 a month, now you're pushing to a whole new level. You got to get new tools, you got a new coach, you got new things that you paying for new things, you learning different things. Your mind, your intentional mind will always want to run back to, let me go back to what I'm comfortable doing, to what I'm comfortable with. Let me go back to that. So you're going to have that resistance. So you got to create that endurance at that moment to really know, hey, this is what I'm going to do. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. So once you do that, once you decide to get there, you got to create resistance. Create resistance. Create endurance against resistance. You gotta be able to endure. Because you're gonna have resistance, bro. You're gonna have a lot of resistance and I'm not even talking about with physical aspects and technical aspects. Mentally, you're gonna have a lot of mental resistance. 6, you have to commit to the process. After you decide, you have to commit to the process. And that's where a lot of people ended up throwing the towel. Because it's easy for me to give somebody a process, or it's easy for you to learn a process, but do you stay committed long term? Because in order for you to see that success, you have to commit. If you don't commit, you're just gonna quit. Like, soon something goes wrong, you're gonna quit. Okay? When you commit, that means you cannot quit. It's zero tolerance. Zero tolerance for trying. You're not even trying. You have to become confident that you will do this regardless of what happened. You don't even get to say, I'll try this. You either do it or you don't. There's no trying. You do it or you don't. And that's what happened when you commit to the process. That's what happened. Do you know who's going to take your business to the next level? That will be you. When you get to that stage, you will be responsible to commit to the process. Like, you can't blame a mentor, you can't blame a system. If it's gonna happen, it's going to be up to you. So what's killing a lot of people from getting to that stage, like after they commit, a lot of people, it's killing their dreams because they become comfortable in the process. So they say, yeah, I'm going to get to $100,000 a month in my business, and they get to $45,000, they get comfortable. They get comfortable and they don't reach their goals. So don't allow yourself to ever get comfortable, okay? You're either going to do it or you're going to die trying. If your goal is to get to $10,000, don't get comfortable by $2,000. You're like, I'm making it just as much as I was making at my job. Boom. Don't get comfortable, So you'll see people. That's why you have to change subconscious. Yeah, you really have to change the subconscious mind to really start attracting and building to the next level. Like, for example, people that always presses the alarm in the morning when they wake up. I'm an early bird. I'm an early riser. I don't know what time you wake up in the morning, but I wake up early in the morning. But people that usually presses on the alarm clock, in the morning, they become a creature of habits. So they keep doing that every morning. Like, they'll just, I'll just take another 30 minutes. Like, I'll do another 2 minutes. Like, if you're someone who don't like to wake up in the morning, you would think that after 6 hours of sleep, an extra 2 minutes is so vital. Like, an extra 2 minutes of sleep, it's so vital for your life that you don't really want to give up. You just want to press the snooze button and get an extra 15 or 30. So it creates that habits. It's just like reading. It's simple to do it, and it's also simple not to do it. If you say, hey, I'm gonna read every day, because I know that reading is part of the success for my business. I need to acquire new knowledge. I need to grow. I need to read so I can get to that level. I need to read every single day. You can start doing it 2-3 days, boom. You don't want to do it like anymore, and you fall off, and it's just 10 minutes, 15 minutes if you start. If you're doing 30 minutes a day, if you don't keep doing it, well, guess what? It's going to become your habit. For you to change, if you're not someone who likes to read, who doesn't understand, why you should read, well, you have to change that habit. If you need to, I need to read for my business, I need to get it to the next level, well, you have to change that habit. So those are about 6-step, guys. I'm going to share 1-7, 6-step, to create a clear vision to take your business to the next level. So here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to be hosting a 5-day challenge. I'd like for you to come to the 5-day challenge where I'm going to go even deeper into how to monetize your brand to a 7-figure business. Because there's so much that you got to learn, so much that you got to know. I'm going to break down for you how to monetize your brand to get it to a 7-figure business. So I'm going to put a link in the description. You can see it over here, mybchallenge.com. If you're watching this training, you're already inside of the challenge. I'm going to put this training in there as a bonus that you can actually watch. Also go through it, but still go to the stuff that I just shared with you. I'm going to share one last bonus step with you that you have to do in order for you to succeed, okay? In order for you to succeed. The next thing, you definitely have to create a plan. You have to create a plan. So, create a plan. I know creating a plan is gonna be long. I'm gonna cover this stuff in the challenge, so I'm not gonna cover, everything here as far as creating a plan, okay? But if you start a business, you gotta go through the planning, and you don't want to disregard the root foundation of building a 7-figure business, okay? So you must understand some of the foundation, the principles that you need to build for the long term. So you're not just don't know where you're going. So if you're going to build a 7-figure business, you have to create a plan on how you're going to build it, how you're going to attack it, what are you going to do, and how you're going to be successful at it. That's why I highly recommend you guys come to this training, this 5 days challenge that I'm having. You can come to the 5-day challenge, and I'm going to break down for you in there some more strategy on how to crush it. But I wanted to share the stuff with you today on how to create a clear vision. Because if you don't have a clear vision, I tell you, all the stuff that you're going to be wishing, you're going to be making goals, those are just wish. If you don't have a clear vision of where you're going, of how you're going to get there, what you're going to do for your business to get there, those are just wish. They're not going to happen. But if you have a clear vision and you have a blueprint, you have a guide to follow, you can follow it, you can take action, you got looking left and right, I can tell you this year can be the best year of your life. Literally can be the best year of your life if you can just follow it. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to make this training for you. I hope you enjoy it. Go to mybchallenge.com, sign up for my 5-day challenge. It's going to happen very soon, and I'm going to break down some more stuff for you on how to create your business and monetize your brand to 7 figures and beyond. All right. Anyway, I'll talk to you on the next one. Hopefully you enjoyed this training. I'll talk to you guys later.